Bonjour et bienvenue, WordNerds! First off, I'm sorry there was not a circulation desk video last Thursday. Long story short, I had a really crazy busy week at work, and all the stress and the lack of sleep led to me getting kind of sick on Thursday, and the video just didn't happen. But I am back, and this week has been much better, and today we're going to talk about foreign languages. Raise your hand if you have ever met someone who didn't speak your language. I'm gonna guess that most of you raised your hand for that. And if you've never met someone who doesn't speak your language, I can pretty much guarantee that you are going to meet someone one day who doesn't. This is why it might seem a little unrealistic if your main character only encounters people who speak the same language as them, particularly if they're on a big epic adventure that involves a lot of traveling. So make sure that's something you keep in mind as you develop your characters. Do they speak other languages? Do they speak the language that the main character speaks? And if your story takes place in our world, I strongly suggest that you learn about the languages that your main character will encounter. Remember, you want it to seem as realistic as possible because that will draw your readers in more. You don't want to say things that are maybe false assumptions. You don't want to just Google Translate a sentence and stick it in there. Make sure you run things by a native speaker of the language that you're talking about. But really, foreign languages can add a lot of richness to your story if you do it well, because the real world is full of cultural and linguistic richness. One thing that makes other languages so cool is that sometimes you have words that don't have a direct equivalent in your language. So, since I speak English, and I think a lot of our viewers do, or else you wouldn't be able to understand them, we're going to finish up Wordplay Wednesday by learning a few words in other languages that don't have a direct English equivalent. And please pardon me if I don't pronounce all of these words right. The only other language I speak other than English is French, so I might not know how to pronounce Japanese or German words. The first word is Sundoku, and it is a Japanese word. You know when you go to maybe a used book sale and you see this really cool book, so you buy it, and then you just throw it in a pile with some other books, and you never really read it, and the next thing you know, you're looking at your bookshelf and you're like, I haven't read quite a lot of these. That is Sundoku. The next one is German, and it has a lot of letters in it. See how this goes. It is Backpfeifengesich. Yeah. Anyway, that word that starts with a B means a face badly in need of a fist. I think that's pretty cool. I wish we had a word for that in English, because I think I know some faces that I could use that word for. The next word is Hanyoku, and it comes from a language spoken in part of Namibia called Rukwangali. And Hanyoku is the act of walking on tiptoes across warm sand. Wish I had some warm sand to walk across on tiptoes. Our fourth word is dépaysement. It's from French, so I actually know how to pronounce that one. Yay! Anyway, dépaysement is like homesickness, but for your native country, not necessarily your home and your family. So if you're traveling in Italy and you're loving it and it's wonderful, but you're also kind of like, man, I miss America, and cheeseburgers and deep fried Twinkies. That's dépaysement. And the last word comes from a language called Pakwins, I think. It's a language spoken on Easter Island, and the word is tingo. This one's kind of strange, makes me wonder what people do on Easter Island. But it's a word that's used to mean when you slowly steal all of your neighbor's stuff by just borrowing it one by one. So yeah, maybe you don't want to be neighbors with an Easter Islander? I don't know. I've never met one. Anyway, hopefully you learned a few more words today. I'm going to put a couple of links down in the description to some lists of other words that you can find. There's some pretty cool ones. And hopefully this has gotten you thinking about what languages your characters speak. Is your story too monolingual? And if it is, how can you change it? Anyway, I will see you guys this Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time when we talk about... I forgot what we're going to talk about. Oh, we will be talking about motivation, how to get yourself motivated. I will see you guys then. Bye.